And walking down the hall, Danny's favorite. Danny's losing his mind. He's been losing his mind for the last couple of days.
I know, my heart rate just shot up like double. I think.
Kari Byron from MythBusters. Danny is losing his mind.
Poor Danny.
She is his favorite
It's gonna be
of all
embarrassing
time.
for Danny.
Look at you.
I'm already hot and sweaty.
Hi, Kari.
How are you?
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony show.
Hi.
He's very. Hi. You might want to watch out on your right there. He's very.
I'm trying not
nervous.
to look. If I look, it's going to be over.
He is your biggest fan by far.
Smitten.
Kari,
Can't look at her.
He's losing his mind.
Are you kidding me?
This is not a joke.
Oh my God.
This is not a joke. He's losing his mind.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jim. Oh, she has such a nice handshake, Danny.
He really is losing his mind.
Yeah, Danny has a crush on you.
I promise he doesn't bite. Can you at least hug him and get it out of the way?
please.
Just
He
hug
can't
him.
even look.
Hug him, and then we can do a real interview. Oh my God!
See, I told you she smelled good. I told you.
Showered and everything.
He absolutely. We all love you, but he really loves you.
He's crazy.
Like in a creepy way. He's all right. He's all right.
Already
Though.
making me feel very comfortable.
I've already made sure to just hide in my little corner so I don't get too close or
Why?
no sharp movements or
Look
anything.
how red he's getting.
Yeah.
I could feel
He
it.
very rarely likes girls who are over 18. It's kind of nice to see an actual adult.
Well, why don't we ask Danny? Why do you like her so much?
Well, you know, I mean,
Look at her. Eh?
I'm a big fan of the show in the first place. I love MythBusters. I've seen, I think, probably every one 1,000 times.
Yeah, I love the show.
But it's just because it's the whole package, you know. It's the beauty, it's the brains, it's the whole thing right there.
Aw.
Look at this.
I'm turning red. Okay.
Now she's getting right.
If I could probably really creep her out because I know you did some event in D.C. at the mall over there over the weekend, and I was crazy enough because I didn't know we were getting you in studio at that point. I had considered driving into D.C. just to go.
Jesus, that's great.
Danny,
Danny,
7 hours there and back.
Danny, why don't you just pull out a piece of her hair from your pocket?
If she's willing to part with some, I'll definitely
if
keep
Lee
it in my
Malvo
wallet.
and John Muhammad showed up at her D.C. event, she would have been less creeped out.
You are really a ghoul.
Well, I didn't know we were going to get her in. And I was
I
just
know.
Like,
Yeah, you know, I knew you were in D.C. and you were staying at the Radisson, so I was tempted to go and knock on your door and invite you to the show. He's usually not this creepy.
Yeah, he really is. I've never seen him
usually
like
keeps
this.
himself
with any
very
guest.
shy.
Yeah.
With
You
any
guys
guest.
really love him.
Very
You
hot and
torture him like
sweaty.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
it is
just getting
true.
started.
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot? I mean, you must. I mean, you know, being a very beautiful woman on what is typically just a couple of guys, you must get this all the time.
No, not really. I mean, we're very insular. I mean, we have just the few of us working, very skeleton crew, and I'm kind of a sister to them now. They don't look at me like that.
Yeah, but I think the fans, though,
Fans.
because you are getting some geeky guys that like watching the show, although the show does cross over many people. But you do
mean the
get
non-geeky people? Is
yeah,
that like
some geeky, non-geeky people, but you get a lot of geeky people, and you are like queen of the geeky people.
Well, I'll
People
take
love
it. That's
you.
a compliment. I love that.
Because I won't put it as mushy as Danny put it, but it is very good to see a woman such as yourself doing things that are kind of cool and mechanical and geeky and fun.
Kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
I shoot
No, they're very, very cool.
50 caliber gun.
I
One
know.
day, the next day I go to the bomb range. I have the coolest job.
I own
ever.
that rifle.
Over.
I own a Barrett 50 cal.
Yeah.
I
Really?
take it out to Calverton. Aren't they? Don't they like hurt your head to shoot?
I wear earplugs.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it like the concussion makes you feel like you've been punched in the face. Like it's such a. Maybe I'm just a pussy.
You are, because
I
you know.
like it. I like that feeling.
It is
It's a
great,
strange feeling
it's
you
a
can't
concussion.
explain.
Yeah, like things move around you. If you have stuff on tables like 3 feet away, it just flies off the
You
table.
two get along very well. I like this.
You're
Carrie's
idiot.
chopped down a tree with a minigun. What have you done? How many trees have you took out?
Not many, but
Yeah.
I did blow up
Sorry.
a watermelon with
With Gallagher's
Because some
hammer?
guy was holding it. You weren't aiming at the fruit.
No, a Desert Eagle, 50 cal Desert Eagle.
That's
fun
pretty
to shoot,
impressive.
too. Yeah, you guys have gotten into shooting. You've gotten to shoot some fun guns. I know Jamie does a lot of the shooting when you were doing the ballistics into the pool, which was very surprising.
Yeah.
I
I know,
thought the
wasn't
higher
that a great
caliber
one?
was going to go deeper than the smaller caliber. But
So now you
go
know.
figure that out.
When you're
I know.
being chased by villains or
Yeah.
good guys, and in some cases,
Yeah. Were
die.
you now? What was the initial thing? Because years ago when the show first started, it was just Adam and Jamie, two knock around guys, just building stuff and blowing things up and everything. What was the basic idea behind bringing you on board and the other people that came on after that?
Well, I've kind of been there since day one because I took an internship with MythBusters. Well, actually, with Jamie as a special effects artist. On my first day as an intern was the first day of filming. So you can kind of see in some of the early episodes when they pan across, I'll be like laughing in the background and that kind of stuff.
Never noticed that.
And then, I mean, it was really just kind of a small show on a cable channel. You know, I didn't think anybody was watching, and they happened to need a woman's backside for one of their...
Yes, the famous...
That was for the plain toilet myth.
Yes.
That was
Can you get stuck on the plane toilet?
Yeah, so, you know, hey, I was the only girl at the shop.
Did you have any reservations about that?
No, I really thought nobody would really see it. I didn't think it'd be the first thing that would come up when you Google my name.
I know, now it just comes up.
It really is how do you say this? A terrific photo.
There had to be, but I mean, come on. There had to be shenanigans going on that day. Like it's your first day doing stuff, and like, oh, what can we have her do? Oh, I know what we need.
Yeah,
let's put her in skin tight spandex and mold her ass.
No one has ever brought up this myth before. Shut up. Get her in the pants.
Yeah. Jamie's like, oh, I know what we can do today.
Yes, there's a myth that a man can hold his breath with an ass on his face.
You're naughty.
Jimmy
you are
is
naughty.
bad. Isn't he bad?
But I'm just saying that's
Jimmy.
Sorry.
So then you got got a little more involved though as time went on.
Yeah.
Obviously, and it was kind of refreshing to see. A little, I must say, Jamie and Adam, nice enough guys, but not as good to look at. I think they wanted to get somebody, and they got somebody that actually, was able to do some of the
It wasn't like a casting thing, though. It wasn't like we were looking for people.
Right.
It was just, we worked at the shop. I mean, all of those guys have worked together before at ILM. I mean, we're in San Francisco. We're not in an LA atmosphere where there's tons of people throwing down resumes. We all just kind of worked there, and they were filming us. I mean, it's actual reality. It's not like we have writers like most reality shows. We're being followed by a camera, so we mess up, they're there.
And then all of a sudden, though, you start getting kind of noticed, I guess. You get recognized. And then being an intern for a silly little cable show turns into a big show. And you didn't have any real fame or notoriety before that. So
No.
Were you expecting that at all? Or
Are you kidding me? I had no idea that this was going to be my career. In fact, I'm pretty sure my parents are psyched I have a job.
Really?
I was an art major,
Do they still think it's like, oh, I can't wait till she gets a real job?
Oh, no. They are so proud of me.
Yeah, my parents are silly like that. They're like, oh, God, he does his little show with his friends. I'm like, no, it's a real job, I swear.
Hey, how was Obama? Was he on set?
No, actually, Jamie and Adam went to the White House, and they did a little thing, and he just issued a challenge for us. He didn't actually participate in the rest of the myth. We used his contacts.
Try to keep your tax money? Is that the challenge? Sorry, not a fan.
So wait,
the myth is I'm going to be able to keep more than half my income. Oops. Oh, no. Busted.
Did they get to meet him?
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't you go? Were you kind of annoyed when they're like, look, you're gonna have to sit this one out?
No, actually, I was working on something really cool back in San Francisco.
You blow that off to meet the president.
What's cooler than going to the White House and hanging out with Obama?
Well, I mean, that's pretty cool, but I mean, it was pretty cool to also
Building
be doing
something explodes or rocket powered.
Or something very heavy and car crushing that might be happening. I mean, we're the episode. We have another myth that we're doing at the same time, and Jamie and Adam are working on that one, and Obama basically just gave us 500 school kids. He gave us the contacts to get 500 kids to help them out. I mean, that was amazing.
Oh, okay. I wonder what they're doing.
Oh, well, that's pretty public. He wanted us to retest the solar.
Oh, the solar
burning
the ships.
Yeah,
right.
the Archimedes death ray.
He believes it, right?
I wouldn't say he believes it. He just didn't like our methodology of how we tested it.
Well, maybe you didn't like his policy on healthcare.
If I asked, would it ruin the episode to ask what about the myth being busted your way? Did he not agree with?
He thought we didn't have enough manpower. He wanted to see actually what it would happen.
Just take the 10% of the country that's unemployed. Sorry, I'm not a fan.
Okay, I'm getting this.
Yes.
Got that a while ago.
No. Well, what I really love about this is we're working with the STEM program, which is the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, which kids are not getting into science anymore. So it's really nice to see a big push to try to get kids into science because the pipeline for scientists and engineers is drying up in America, and we need some homegrown own cures for cancer, for solutions for pollution.
But do you think that kids
Yeah.
are getting more into science these days as opposed to maybe 10 years ago because of the popularity of channels like Discovery and the Science Channel and History and shows like MythBusters and things like that?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Exactly. I have a big impact on the world.
Changing the face of the nation.
You know, I was a terrible student, and I certainly wasn't interested in science. I mean, I like science. I wasn't interested in it up until, I mean, you put on Discovery Channel 24 hours a day.
I know.
I wasn't interested in science until I heard you were in D.C. and I had to get a telescope.
DeRosa's just mad because he got bumped out off the big boy table.
I don't like it. I'm back here like a fucking
What's
dog.
going on?
Have your macaroni and cheese back
He was
there.
sitting in that seat. And we made him get out of the big boy seat.
you're
here
in
at the
his-
table.
Sandy made me move.
I feel bad.
This is how I know Danny's nervous, because I've
sitting next to
interviewed people
DeRosa.
that I was very nervous interviewing, but I know Danny's like, he's never like this. Is that he's asking questions and they're not moving? So, do you think science was always popular?
We're having him so
And then he
bad.
just stops.
I knew he was nervous when he said shenanigans.
Yeah, pardon my French.
Not really.
No, not at
I
all.
like the shenanigans. You do a show also called Head Rush.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
focused at the kids.
And that's focused at, it's kind of like MythBusters, but geared more toward teens and stuff.
Sure.
It's commercial free. Yeah, it's MythBusters, but commercial free. And instead of the commercials, I do experiments, sort
Kari.
of like Bill
I
Nye the
know.
Science Guy, kind of little small experiments.
A little different than
you
Bill
don't have to
Nye.
explain it to me.
Thank you. A little different than Bill Nye.
I DVR Head Rush
I
every day
don't,
at 4
I don't
p.m. on
tune
the
in
Science
Bill
Channel.
Nye to just look at Bill Nye.
Bill Nye is awesome.
I know, but you're awesomer.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment because I definitely respect the guy.
Yeah. Was he a role model?
It's like Mr. Wizard.
Yeah, was Mr. Wizard a role model?
Man, I met Bill Nye at a party, and actually, he's a fun guy to talk to.
Really?
Yeah.
At a party?
Yeah.
Just drinking
Yeah.
out of a beaker?
Oh, is that
Like
Mr.
having
Wizard?
fun?
Who's Bill Nye? I don't know the name.
Bill Nye,
Bill
the
Nye, the
Science
science guy. What's
I
wrong
don't
with
know.
you, Jimmy?
I don't know the name.
Jimmy.
I know who the MythBusters are. I just don't know who Bill Nye is.
You've never watched an episode of MythBusters.
Yes, I have.
I'm turning you in right now.
They did a great one about pulling a fucking two phone books apart.
Oh, yeah. Phone
It was
book friction.
amazing.
Wait, you can
Friction
swear
between
here?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on Sirius, huh?
Satellite radio.
Yeah,
what do you want to say?
It's the best.
So that's why you can be on the radio.
Yes, I'm very dirty. I don't curse that much, though.
I actually.
He's behaving, actually.
I'm a fan of yours.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know you're naughty, so.
Thank you very much.
But you've seen him before?
Well, you know, I saw you on the Louis show and
Thank you.
seen
Yeah,
some
that
stand-up.
now I want to kill Jim.
Now
Why?
we hate when people come in here and know Jimmy.
Why not? Why?
We just don't like it.
Can't Karen and I just get along and have a couple people that kind of get to know each other? What's wrong with that?
Shut up. Yeah. What'd you call it? Karen?
Carrie.
Oh,
what's
okay.
Can't Karen? I said, can't Carrie and I get along?
So you saw the trailer for one of the shows where they put the phone book together with the pages, and now you've seen every episode?
No, Tanks had actually
I'm
took to
so
pull it
trying to
apart.
undermine this.
Oh no, but Tanks just took to pull it apart. That was
See,
actually
he
very
knows, he
interesting.
knows.
Ooh, Jimmy. Yuck.
He's
Yeah, I
watched.
know.
Are you a married woman?
Yes.
Yes, I'm married.
And a little baby.
Yeah.
You had to take a little leave of absence?
I did.
Did you miss the show?
You know, I was pretty happy to be home for
It was a
4
nice little
months. It was a
vacation.
nice vacation because I worked till I was 10 months pregnant. So I was at the bomb range when I was gigantic.
Bomb range. That's great.
Yeah, being pregnant
Yeah.
at the bomb range is a hard thing to do. There's lots of hills. There's no place to go to the bathroom. It's insane.
How do you guys? I know sometimes you've had insurance issues where they're like, oh, they won't allow us to do this, but then you're able to completely destroy and explode a cement mixer.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the things that insurance has a problem with are usually things that are going to cause us bodily harm. But we
Oh,
have
yeah.
so many experts with us. It's like the bomb range is the safest place to be. When we're doing stuff like that, we've got FBI, we've got the bomb techs, we've got all these experts keeping us safe. We're in bunkers.
How
But
did
like,
a little show to get to like do that? If you put together when they first started, a little show going like, "Hey, we want to blow something up. Let's call the FBI and get some dynamite." Like it seems like it would be a very difficult thing to do.
yeah, but think about what some of these guys do on a regular basis, and they get to actually go out to the bomb range and blow things up
And
for
have fun.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
they're not out giving tickets or
I
anything.
bet we wouldn't be able to do that though. Hi, we do a radio show and we'd like to blow something up. They'd be cuffing us.
Yeah, of course.
Investigating.
Where do you
us.
guys go? How far is this from where you go? Like, I guess you have a giant open area you go to.
Yeah, it's a baseball field in Frisco.
So I'm curious as to how far it is. That's a very metropolitan area.
It's about I think an hour from us. The Bay Area is awesome. We have everything we need. We have all these abandoned naval bases and all these open areas, and the city right in the middle has everything we need, like, metal shops and wood shops.
It is amazing. It's like, oh, we need a house. Because you're doing the experiment with the bug. You take the bug spray stuff, the bug bombs, and fill up a house with it. And it's like, oh, yeah, we need a house to explode.
But we have this amazing team of really charming researchers that talk people into the most amazing things. Like, we got a 747 to play with.
Yeah.
I mean, who gets that?
Yeah, that was a good one, too.
Yeah.
What was the most shocking myth that was actually true that you thought was bullshit?
Well, it's actually not a big, crazy one. It's kind of a small one. We had this gag. We were doing red flag to a bull where we were trying to see if the red actually aggravated them. And so just as a gag, we're like, let's do bull in a china shop, it'll just be funny. We'll see a bunch of carnage. So we set up this china shop with a whole bunch of thrift store dishes and in like a small pin. It was probably like 15 by 15, and just let a bull loose. And we thought he would just smash everything. Such agility and grace, danced around all the shelves, didn't knock over one dish.
He straightened a Hummel.
That's great.
We released 2, 3, 4, 5 bowls, didn't knock over a dish. We actually had more dishes knocked over in the thrift store by my co-host Tori when we were trying to buy the dishes than any of the bowls ever did.
Here's the video.
Oh, wow, look at this bull. He's actually shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty insane.
That is a good one.
Was that your favorite myth? What was your favorite myth?
Oh, man. Demolition Derby by far.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I was in a Sikorsky helicopter dropping a car, trying to hit an X, and Grant was radio controlling a car from the other end of the desert, and we were trying to make the two cars meet at the middle. And that was crazy.
You get to do fun things.
Awesome, yeah.
I do.
Going back to that insurance thing, I was actually surprised at one of the last episodes, Cold Feet, with Tori. I mean, they put him in. The whole myth was to see if cold feet was something that you can get, like if you could be scared enough where your feet actually get colder than your core temperature. And they put Tori in a stunt plane and took him up and started doing some pretty sick shit and doing like 3.5 G's. And as I'm seeing him get into this cockpit and go down the road, I'm like, they're not going to let him do this. Like, there's no way. Because I know that some of the stuff that they haven't been able to do in the past. Yeah. Sure enough, the guy took him up.
We gave him a parachute.
I was surprised
we scared the
about
heck
that.
out of him, though. What you don't see on the show is I talk to the pilot. I'm like, can you freak him out a little bit? Can you maybe say some stuff? Can you maybe make the plane stall just a little bit and be like, really get ready, we're going to have to jump, could you do something? And so he definitely had a few extra thrills up there that you didn't see.
The pilot was showing him how to roll off of the wing in case he has to eject.
Oh my God.
Was it a military jet or was it a plane?
No, it was a stunt plane.
So how do you roll off the wing? What does that mean?
Well, like if you fall out.
Yeah, you don't want to jump out.
They were playing with his head and trying to gas him up, but
well, yeah, because if you'd fall out of the plane, you're probably going to hit the tail. So they were showing you how to not just get hit by the tail, but to roll off of it like G.I. Joe style.
Oh wow! And did his feet get cold?
Not as cold as mine did. We had some other tests. I don't know if you didn't see the show.
He's only seen the show.
I'm a fan. I watch all the time.
We had to.
Danny, will you recite the episode blow by blow for us right now, please?
Well, it starts off with that blue paper and then a silver Sharpie.
Well, we were trying to test, what would really scare us, so we all got to come up with what scared each other. I knew Tori was scared of heights, so we did the stunt plane. That's kind of like a thrill fear, and then Grant scared.
You just bring Grant outside. You just bring him into a city environment, and he got freaked out.
Oh, worse. He's scared of spiders. Are any of you scared of spiders?
No.
Not at all?
Unless they're on me. Like, if there's one here, I'm like, I don't like it, but it's not a phobia.
Well, imagine tarantulas the size of your hand being dropped in your head while your head is sealed in a glass box.
No.
I've done other things in a glass box like
Naughty.
So wait. All right, so they put his head in it's all...
We made a torture chair. We made him sit in a chair. He had to sit there. We put a box over his head, and there's a little hole in the top, and then I just start dropping tarantulas on him. Yeah.
Was he screaming? I mean,
oh my! He looked like he was going to wet his pants. He was so scared. Like he was going. Oh!
Do they bite or they don't bite? Right?
I didn't get ones that
They
bite. I'm not that
can,
cruel. I
but-
mean, I wanted to freak him out. I didn't want to kill him.
Scary.
Grant is
though.
I think the most scared I ever saw Grant was when you guys did that myth where you guys were in the water, and I think sharks were in the water as well, and one like brushed up against him, and apparently he does not like when fish touch him in the water.
Apparently, he claims this is a real phobia, that other people have this phobia, that fish touching you is.
Yeah, I pretty much don't like that.
I don't think
at
I
all.
like that either.
Really?
It's about the unseen. It's about the unseen, though. It's
Yeah,
under the
yeah,
water.
it's under
That
the
doesn't
water.
go back to childhood at all. A hand on the
If I
knee.
was walking down the street and a fish touched my leg, I wouldn't care.
I have a
I'd
friend.
walk away
The fear
from
of
him.
Abe Vigoda.
I have a friend with a fish phobia, and we went to the Museum of Natural History or Natural Science, whatever. And when you go into the room with all the fish replicas and shit like that, she has to cover her eyes in the room and scream and run through it. She
That's
can't.
crazy.
It's
That is
fucking
crazy
nuts.
person.
Those are the people I like to torture.
Yeah.
It's like, that's so easy to mess with.
Can I
with
hire
you.
you to put her head in a box and drop fish on her head
That would be awesome.
to see what happens?
Yeah, you do have a torturous side of you. You do
Yeah, well,
like
I mean,
kinda-
it goes all around. I mean, I love
Yeah.
using the taser on Tori when he's not expecting it. It's kind of like coffee for him.
Wait,
works
did you
both
have,
ways,
did you have
though.
a fear that you did? What was yours?
I did. Mine was more like a dread. It's kind of the gag on the show that they like to make me gag. They love to try to get me to throw up, and they feel like they've really accomplished something if they can get me to fruition, if I can actually puke. So
Through motion or what you see?
I'm a vegetarian.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So they'll like send me to the butcher, and like the butcher will throw a tongue at me and be like, "Duh." They'll be like, "Here's some pig entrails. Could you put this in a blender because we need it for something?" But in this particular case, they blindfolded me and brought me out into the shop, and the smell was so bad. I could hear them sort of dry heaving as they led me out. It's like, what are they doing to me? And then I sit down at this table. They take the blindfold off, and there's this sort of buffet of like chicken feet, fish head, pig entrails, like the nastiest stuff you've ever seen. And then they bring out this platter of like live bugs, maggots, hissing cockroaches, scorpions, crickets. And they said, pick two. You have to eat them. Oh. And I was just looking at it's like salmonella, trichinosis, dysentery, like it looked really bad. The cleanest thing to me looked like the bugs because they were lab grade. So I figured that would probably be the safest. So
Sure.
I choked down a little maggot worm to start with, which actually was a good choice because it slithered down pretty easily, even though it really freaked me out. Second choice was a cricket, and that was a bad choice. They're really spiky.
Are they bitter?
Well, I was trying to just swallow without chewing.
Oh,
so
okay, yeah, they got a
stuck
lot
in
of
my throat.
spines and stuff on
And
them.
you could hear him inside you.
It got stuck right here, and I was going,
Yeah.
and it was alive. It was alive. It was stuck right there, and I'm torturing it by.
Come on
I
now.
know.
I did throw up.
Oh, you did.
Well, it was stuck in my throat.
Good for them.
But then they made me eat it again because I had to eat it.
Oh my God.
I know. I said this on the show. I'm a grown
Trooper.
woman. Boys are still trying to make me eat bugs. I can't
Yeah.
That's
believe
funny.
this.
You're a trooper.
I would have eaten the maggots too, even though they're disgusting.
Look at
Oh, no fucking way.
They're the
They do
cleanest.
look clean,
I know,
though.
but look at that.
They clean wounds.
maggots.
They're good if you have a wound. That's why they put maggots in a wound. They clean the wound.
What year are you in?
I know.
Well, I'm just saying they could.
How about antibiotics?
Yeah.
I like maggots.
You know, it's good for sickness, a nice bleeding.
I got some leeches in
Yeah.
case you get a cut.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Yeah, you look really unhappy there.
Oh yeah, the smell around me was also it was making you want to throw up as it was.
You ever get scared
look
of doing
beautiful, though.
something? Like where you're like, oh, that's just too like scary?
The shark special, we had to test whether sharks were afraid of flashlights. So we were put
You're
under.
afraid of flashlights?
We'll see. I'm afraid of being in completely dark water with sharks.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
lights off.
I could see that.
Yeah, and then at one point that before we got our testing done, we turned off all the lights because we had to do a control test to see how many sharks would show up in the area to start with. So you'd feel whoosh, whoosh. You didn't know if it was a turtle. You didn't know if it was a shark.
man,
You didn't know
no
if it was
way.
a diver. And I was just like, okay.
No
Just like, come on, buck up.
way.
I have to handle this. They're handling this. I'm handling this.
Yeah, you are in a boys' club over there, so it does seem like
Yeah.
you have to kind of go one step beyond.
Now,
Just keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is it different now that you're a mom? Is there some stuff that maybe you would not do now that you would have previously?
No.
Look,
You're still gone.
No.
You're a trooper.
Nice.
No,
I
it's-
love the fact it's like, nah.
No, I still jump out of planes.
Yeah,
There's the cricket stuck in your throat.
They have a puke cam.
They're so mean.
That was really
A
bad.
puke cam. That's funny.
You know, it was kind of a semi-disturbing episode. It was from a while ago, but the water torture. Because you had a tough time with that.
Up. I've got nightmares.
What is the water
Yeah,
torture?
you were like really screwed up about that one.
Well, I mean,
What is it?
Okay,
They just did the Chinese water torture.
where they
Right.
drip water in your head. But we just for the looks of it, we made this like splinter-ridden table, and we used Civil War shackles to shackle us up so that we couldn't move, and we had to be tortured by the water.
They had to make it
Where's
hot.
it for?
Yeah, it's on my
Right here on
DVR.
your forehead, it was drip, drip, drip. So like you couldn't like tune it out. Every time a drip would hit, it just brought you back into the fact that you're being tortured. I don't think we really thought this through as a myth because the best case scenario is torture.
Yeah, it's
How long?
torture.
How do you not just move your head to the left or right, or do they stay?
You
No, it
couldn't,
was
yeah.
strapped down. I had
You
this like
couldn't move.
Yeah, it was strapped with like a leather strap and this thing that held my face there.
She
and
got so upset.
How
was
long
very
into
sad.
it do you start to get really bothered by it? Like after how many? Is it 10 minutes or is it an hour? That's
I
tolerable.
was at about an hour. I started to freak out because I was getting claustrophobic and my arms started cramping, and but I didn't want to call it. I didn't want to look like a wimp. And so the EMT actually had to say, you know what, she's done, because I started to cry a little bit.
Yeah,
I was
a little
like,
bit.
I'll make it.
Oh, my
and they're like, no,
God.
you're done. But
How long would the Chinese do that for? Like what's?
Probably days.
Yeah, look, she's crying.
Look at her crying.
That's terrible. Were you
Come
taking
on.
Midol that time? Was it?
You feel like you're going to fall apart and go to pieces.
can you see what finger I'm holding?
All right, Kari just clipped me off.
Crying.
Just give me a
I didn't
second,
know. I
okay?
didn't.
No, of course not.
That was a thumb.
I know, you're very wholesome.
That was a thumb.
I had a moment of sheer terror and panic.
That's the face we want you to
when I was on
have by the
rack.
time you're done with this
And
interview.
It was so strange. I didn't expect going into this that I was going to freak out and start crying in front of everybody. I mean, I knew I could get up at any time, but the restraints totally made me lose it.
Wow.
I actually haven't watched
just
this
had a
episode.
Really?
Oh, you've never watched it?
Oh, no.
It's like a Hannibal Lecter mask almost. It's
Yeah, it
holding
really
the face
is.
in place.
And wasn't the water
special
like
effects
cold,
artists.
I think?
The water we did on Tori was ice water, but it didn't
Yeah.
make this episode. I guess they thought it was more fun to watch me cry.
Yeah, that's it. Watch ice water drip on Tori's
And it
head.
was high too, right? It drips from high up. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I actually kind of, the worst part is we were making this. I make torture devices for myself. Like, how messed up is that?
Yeah, that
it's
is
like,
pretty
go
sick.
pick the switch off the tree kind of thing, you know?
How come he's not bolted in?
Oh, because we wanted to try it without being restrained, because we couldn't go through with it, and we wanted to just kind of isolate the water torture. And we put him in a diaper so that he'd have to lay there for a long time.
wet
But
himself.
I don't know if you knew this about adult diapers, but they're not like baby diapers where they're supposed to take a full thing of pee. It's for a little bit of drip. So like all of a sudden he's like he had to run because he's like, this isn't holding. I don't remember if that was in the episode or not, so maybe I shouldn't have said that.
How does that place ever get clean? Like, I was just watching that poo episode, and like, it wasn't real poo that they were using, but there was just shit flying all over the place, and I'm like, there's no way they're getting everything. Like, there has to be just rotting stuff from 5 seasons ago just hanging around that warehouse.
When I was an intern, my job was to scrape the chicken guts off the ceiling after they had rotted, and so nice now that I have interns.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Clean out the fridge is the worst.
That is a good,
Clean out the
that's a good feeling.
We have 2 fridges now because I put a human skull in the fridge where everybody put their lunches.
Oh, that kind
and
of.
I had made like fake brains and stuff in it, and you know the experiment went longer than we thought, and it started to rot in there, and apparently the smell was really bad, and the office was getting mad at me. They're just like, you can't put a human skull next to my sandwich. So we had to get 2 fridges, one for human food and one for the stuff that we leave out. And in particular, that banquet that they made me eat, we kind of stuck that in the fridge and then forgot about it over the weekend. And then we forgot about it over a period of a few weeks. And then somebody had unplugged the fridge for sound issues. And we're like, what is that smell? What is going on? And so somebody goes, oh, I think it's the fridge, opens the door. We had to evacuate the shop.
Wow, that bad.
Yeah, it was like that scene from Stand By Me where everybody's like, "Blah," you know?
It's great
It'd be
to
like,
know.
It'd be like cleaning the workshop in Saw.
Exactly.
It's great to know the same crap happens where you work. Like you watch MythBusters.
What? You have human skulls in your fridge?
Well, not so much human skulls, but just nasty garbage and
I would like to play a game. We're gonna see if shit is flammable.
Hey, what does your husband do? Is he kind of like alpha like you are, like test limits, or is he, a corporate guy?
He is a tattoo artist by day, and then on the weekends he races motorcycles.
Yeah, see, that's the type of people that are attracted to each other.
Man.
Both. Yeah, they both kind of.
I have tattoos and a motorcycle.
Yes,
He's laughing at
Well, I think that's illegal in America. So
Yeah, but they're hemp and it's a moped.
Oh, Dan.
How long you married?
I've been with him for a decade.
Oh,
But
okay.
I've only been married for about 5 years.
Was it weird for him, like when you both kind of start seeing each other and you're just kind of both not in the limelight, then all of a sudden his wife or girlfriend is now a celebrity? Is that like uncomfortable for him, or is he fine with
At
it?
first, it sucked for him because I go out to places and boys were noticing me a little bit more, and I'd
Sure.
get creepy emails, and then there'd be a picture of
Damn.
us on the internet from going to an art show, and then all of a sudden there'd be all these comments like, "Who is she dating? Her dad?" Like just really mean stuff. And
Dear Kari, you're going to be in D.C., right?
Yes. I have a hat and glasses as well as a tattoo and a motorcycle. Just listing things.
he's used to it now. He's super cool with it. He doesn't worry about it anymore.
Is he older than you?
Oh no, same age.
Oh, wow. Okay, they were just being dicks.
Real?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, they were just being jerks.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's the internet. You're 14, you're in your basement, you're angry. There's an outlet.
Exactly. I'm looking for you. Oh.
Most of our fans are really nice, and they'll actually kind of attack those people for me.
Yeah.
I never have to respond.
I bet you're very defended as far as
I've got a lot of
viewers go
I
and
think
stuff.
he actually is
Danny.
defended me a few times. Are you,
Yes.
Oh,
fanboy 44?
No,
He's RP1ST.
No, I don't do the message board thing.
terrible.
Picking a creepy screen.
Yeah, that is a creepy name.
What I fear is he picked that so quickly, I swear. That's got to be his handle. That's got to be his handle.
Too. It was too fast. He had to have jotted that one down a few times.
Do they have chat rooms anymore? I think that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I haven't gone in a long time. They used to be fun, but then it's just like, I'm going to get screen capped doing this.
Yeah. Do you take criticism well, or?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I do now.
What are you
Yeah.
gonna,
You get enough of it.
Yeah, you get enough of it, and it's like,
Well, I
at
always
first
notice
it's
that
like, you want to hunt them down and kill them. But
on that show, they always reference the fact that like the fans thought we did it wrong. The fans think that blah, blah, blah. I mean, that must just happen all day long. Like, you have to, when you have to do a new myth because some fan said that you did it wrong, like there has to be some part of you that just gets angry about that.
I actually
right?
kind of like it because, usually it's a fun thing to go back and test differently, and it's a lot of interaction with the audience, and I feel like we have kind of a different show where we really talk to our audience, and they help us with stuff, and they give us content, and if a bunch of people really want us to do it over,
I
I'd
bet
love to
it's
do it
not.
over.
I bet they're not worded like we would think they would be. I bet it's not like, your experiment.
You fucked that up.
Yeah. You suck. You didn't even use what you were supposed to. You suck. I'm never watching the show again.
We actually have a higher caliber of fan than that.
That's
It's
our
usually
fan. Sorry.
quite
Yeah,
We're just used to
that's
the
our
fan.
fan.
quite
like the
articulate.
O&A fan wording. Yeah. You suck. I hate you. You were so much better before they brought Carry on.
Hey,
Right, whatever.
hey, douche fuck, come to Poughkeepsie and try to do that fucking myth. What are you gonna do, duct tape again?
That is one myth I'll do 1,000 times. I love duct tape.
That was
fun.
great.
What was
man.
the myth?
I still thought it was
duct
stopping that
tape
car.
can do anything, and one of the last myth we did that I really loved is that duct tape could put a car back together that was destroyed. So they gave me a car, and they said, destroy it, use anything you want. So I had demo saws, I had torches, I had a jaws of life. I brought in the fire department to like pull the roof off, just demolish this car, cut hoses, stab the tire. And then my co-host Tori and Grant walked in, and I threw them some duct tape and was like, fix it. It was great. Little did I know they were going to make me drive it, because that was kind of
Yeah, drive the duct taped car. Yeah.
But it fixed, right?
Yeah, I mean,
the
it
most
got
part.
put back together, and it drove for a while, and I may have driven a little too fast because my driving might have destroyed a little bit of it. 2 wheels were off the ground at one point. I'm not going to say anything more.
How long have you guys been on the air?
7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is wild.
I feel like I've grown up on the show.
Yeah, kind of have. We've all watched you grow up.
And how long was the show on before you actually became on air?
I think about a year I was behind the scenes.
Oh, so you've been on for that long?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. Because that's gotta be nerve-wracking. A show is popular, then you come on, like, what if I screw up, or what if people don't like me, and then what if the show fails?
Yeah,
It's
because
my
the show
fault.
was really gaining popularity, and then they brought, like,
That's why they
even
had
though
to
you
bring
guys
us
are
on.
behind the scenes. Yeah. Yeah, I guess to do some of the, because initially it was just to do some of the busy work. You know, hey, build this. We don't have time. We're
It
doing
just
this.
didn't make things faster, so they're like, okay, you guys got to
Yeah.
be hosts because we got to crank these shows out. And, you know, we were actually staying with the science, so if something took 3 days to test, we'd spend 3 days doing
3
it.
days,
You know?
yeah,
Or
sitting
most
there.
of our myths take at least 2 weeks. We have a regular job that's like 8 to 6 every single day and sometimes more, so it's pretty intense.
Ew.
It's not like a regular show where you just kind of show up and you film something. It's like, no, we actually do all the work. We're doing the welding. We're doing...
Yeah, and then there's the
cleanup.
filming of the show part. Yeah,
Yeah.
but before that, I guess all the welding and watching the science and making sure you did things right.
Yeah.
And that place is still a business too. I mean, that's Jamie's place, right? So
We've got 2 shops now. Jamie's got his business at M5, and then we've got a second shop that my team works out of.
What was like the coolest stuff that each of them, Adam and Jamie, worked on as far as movies go in the
Star
past?
Wars?
Star Wars, right?
yeah, Grant too, I think, right?
Yeah,
and Star Wars.
Grant. They all worked on Star Wars. all
Which
of them.
one?
Cool is that?
The boys are Grant and Tori. They're quite young, so there's no way they're going to work on the first one. They saw the first one when they were little kids, so they grew up
yeah.
and somebody
Uncle
came to
Paul.
Grant and said, "Hey, would you like to drive R2-D2?" And
Really?
yeah,
shit.
he must have wet his pants because he's
Yeah, I
a big
bet.
fan.
Couldn't be.
I'm
be
wetting
like
my
Kiki.
pants right now.
Why you like Star Wars?
I love it so
Oh,
much.
I do.
Jesus, Joe. You don't
What?
like anything, Jimmy.
I like Star Wars. I think it
No.
was a good
Oh,
movie.
okay, sorry.
Oh, well, what?
but-
Why are you going to trash me?
I'm not gonna trash you.
Oh,
It's
okay.
George Lucas.
Because you're a fanboy, man.
Because they started to.
Oh, unlike what's happening in the room right now? All of a sudden, I'm the fanboy that's out of line. Like a fucking movie.
But I'm saying because the Ewoks.
No, look, there are elements of there are
the Ewoks in
elements.
the third one. It was all about marketing toys to children after a while. It started to suck.
There are elements of Star Wars that I don't care for. But for your advice, the only reason they were Ewoks was because it was supposed to be a planet of Wookiees, but they used the Wookiee with Chewbacca in the first film, so he goes, well, let's just make them little Wookiees then.
Exactly, another toy that we can market that's cute. That's great space drama.
Why is your,
It stinks.
why is your
Simplifying
Ewok
the movie for you, Joe.
Jim's
That's all
Ewok
it's about.
impression. Jim's Ewok impression is the same noise you make for sucking cock in your act.
Jesus!
We got
Hey,
to
Hey,
Just messed up the whole interview.
Was it too much?
She just covered her mouth and
Yes.
everything.
I'm sorry.
Watch your language. Carrie's out there. It's
I
not,
would like to
it's
remind
not
you I
our
host
show.
a kids show. Thank
Yes.
Yeah, she hosts a kid's show.
sorry.
He's not here every
He's
day,
not a
so
member
don't
of
pay
our show.
attention to him. He's some fucking local comedian that needs a gig.
Yeah.
This is his
Joe.
last appearance on this show.
Oh yeah,
Oh, my
right,
God.
right.
All
The
right.
minute I walk out of the room, I know this is
Thanks a
going to go
lot,
back.
Joe. Thanks a lot.
I'd rather bring back Mercurio.
Yeah.
He's a guy that got us fired.
Oh my!
And we'd rather have him than
know, I
him.
did like-
Get it?
I did like in the original Star Wars, though. I thought the cantina band scene was very realistic.
Oh, now that was...
Boo!
What?
Boo!
What?
It's terrible.
Oh my! Do you realize there's probably just like a bunch of nerds out front right now that are in costume that are just like calling for your head?
They would
Yes.
agree with me. They know
No,
it
they
stinks.
wouldn't.
That stupid elephant. Terrible.
He's
Terrible.
very good.
Lucas and his weak chin. Terrible.
I don't know if that's really an adversary you'd like to go
No,
up against.
I liked the
Yeah.
movie. I thought it was a really good movie, but those elements of it made me hate him because, like, there were such great movies, and then they throw in like.
This took the realism, though, of space. It took it out of, like, the hands of just these technical astronaut people to people that went to bars and hung out and they had to make it alien. What was it supposed to do? Put the pips up there?
I just
What's wrong
didn't.
with you?
I just didn't like it. I didn't think the puppets were very good.
Think of anyone
in
else.
its time,
I thought it was
though,
funny.
I mean, when this came out, it was pretty revolutionary. I mean, looking at it by today's
Yes.
standards is totally different. But looking at it back then, it was crazy.
Look, he's got an Ozzy Osbourne shirt on. It tells you what time he comes from.
Exactly,
Look
the
at
same
Ozzy
time
right
that
up
came
there.
out. Yeah, they mapped his DNA. I actually want to have my DNA mapped. I'm hoping I'm related to him somehow. How great would that be for me and not him?
Hey, Joe, you want to defend the movies now?
Huh?
You want to defend
I was just
them?
going to say it's
or that scene?
You can't trash Star Wars, but also own the new Ozzy Osbourne record.
Sure
I don't
you
think
can.
that's
Why
fair.
not?
I don't think it's fair.
Why? At least it's adult stuff. It's not childish.
Come on.
You gotta admit that's catchy. You still know the
really
tune.
It is true, but you know, I remember a lot of things from childhood that weren't good. This is one of
You
them.
didn't
Would you
like
prefer
that?
that they'd be playing Ozzy?
Yay.
Yeah. Well, I say what you do is you mute the movie, you put on your own soundtrack, and you watch it again.
Put some Ozzy in the background.
Yeah, right?
I love
Han's trying to make a deal for a ship, and
Come on,
it's Ozzy playing.
I'm
Darth
playing
Vader's
War
one of the-
Pigs in the bar for you, Jimmy.
Darth Vader's one of the
Little
greatest
sabotage.
bad guys ever. Ever. One of the greatest villains ever. The whole movie was
The
great.
greatest.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably take Dracula over him, but I mean, I do like Darth Vader.
Stop. Dracula would be silly in space.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Blah, he'd float away.
Nobody's
scared.
The best voice, too. He has the best voice.
He does, yes.
Who, Dracula or
James Earl
Darth
Jones.
Vader?
Yes.
Darth Vader.
James
Oh,
Earl
yeah, yeah.
Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
This is CNN. Same guy.
Is that him?
Yeah,
I didn't
sure.
know that.
Darth Vader.
David Prowse, the body of Darth Vader, we've talked many times. Would you ever see Clockwork Orange?
Yes.
The big bodybuilder that carries him down the steps in the
Yeah.
wheelchair? That's
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
That's the guy that was in
Yeah.
the
I
didn't know
costume.
that.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
Darth Vader. That's
The guy in the
British
costume.
bodybuilder.
Hey, we got a lot of fans checking in. I just want to take one from Bill and Philly.
I don't want to talk to the
Hello,
fans
Bill.
right now.
Hello,
Not
Bill.
you.
Oh.
Hello, fellas. Opie, follow me. Kari,
No.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to ask this after what Danny just did, but have you ever considered redoing the baseball myth?
Oh, which one?
Okay, what you guys did was you're seeing if it's faster sliding or running, and you did it in the second base. The real myth is if it's faster to slide or run through first base.
Well, I will bring that back and suggest it to him. That's kind of what we do. So
The difference is you can overrun first base. You can't overrun second or third. So
Right.
that's
So
why it's
second,
probably
you're
faster
always
to...
going to be slowing down going into it. First, you just keep on running.
Right, so I would say the sliding is slower, but it's a necessity so you don't
I've
run
seen
into
people
left field.
do it to, yeah. I don't know if it's faster, but I've seen people do it to evade a tag.
Sliding
And
into
every
first
time
is
they
slower.
do it in baseball, the announcers say, "Oh, well, it's slower to slide," but
Yes.
players still do it.
I say that a lot, actually, on dates.
So what happened?
I'll just talk to a girl about sliding into first, and she spits on me.
Fellas and Danny,
What's that?
Danny,
Yes, sir.
Jimmy's doing better than you, Kari.
What are you going to do?
Well, and Ant's trying real hard, too. So,
not
Danny, you're
trying
really
anything.
out.
Danny's asking
I
very...
know she's a lovely girl.
You're kinda
She's
cock-blocking
married, has
Danny a little
kid,
bit.
She's
I'm just-
beautiful, but I appreciate.
I'm being very...
she
you.
came
Let
here.
Danny ask
I'm
a
not trying
question.
any
Yeah.
Danny,
shenanigans.
it's your turn.
I'm being very childish. Danny's
I,
asking good
let me
questions.
see.
You go ahead.
Can I?
You
can
ever
I,
cheat?
Can I have something from your purse, from your personal belongings? No.
Careful with your
I don't
fingers.
know.
or-
I might have a bottle of Purell you can have.
I'll have it.
Oh, there you go.
Let me use some of it
After
before I
she
leave.
uses it, exactly.
Yeah, but then it'll be worth more to him if you use it before you give it to him. So that makes
Those are
sense.
great boots, by the way. She has on the sexiest boots. They're like leg high, like middle of the, higher than the knee boots.
Yeah, describe them. We didn't see them when she came in. Yeah.
You didn't, but a lot of people out there listening didn't.
Screw the audience.
I'm trying to
yeah,
paint
the
a
radio
picture.
land
I'm a
was
about
big
them.
fan of leather boots. I love the lace-up ones that go up to your knees.
Oh,
They
yeah.
protect you. They're the best.
So I guess you're a vegetarian for health reasons, not for this kind of, no animals.
I just, I just don't like it.
Were you for your whole life? You were a vegetarian?
Since I was 15, and it's sort of like if I go back now, I'll be sick.
Yeah, you probably would be sick. I know.
Are you
Vegetarians,
hardcore,
by the
though?
way.
What do you mean by hardcore?
I don't know. What's the difference? Is
There's-
Like totally vegan where
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah,
animal
that's
products.
hardcore.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
crazy.
from San Francisco, so there's so many variations. Like there's
Yeah.
pescan, pescatarian, all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So I eat cheese.
pretty basic.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I
My
call 'em
husband's from the
pain
South,
in
so
the
we
ass.
have to have some
Pain in the
common.
ass.
We're all forgetting.
vegetarians.
We're all forgetting.
You can't find a friggin' restaurant to eat in.
There's something
Ontarian.
to eat at every single restaurant.
In San Francisco, maybe.
No, everywhere.
Yeah?
Everybody makes pasta.
My girlfriend used to
Yeah.
get so mad at me when I would open the menu, and the first thing I would do is go, "Hey, they have this." Like, I'd point out stuff that she could eat.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can read the menu. And it's like, well, I don't want to pick out what I want and then find out you can't eat here and then have to leave. Because then
And-
I'll be like, no, I want that.
And I feel your pain. It's tough to find a good restaurant in Manhattan.
No, Joe, there's plenty of good ones.
Jim.
It might just be laziness, but I kind of like having less options because you know
Yeah.
what you want right away, and I kind of like getting
Can
my
you eat the
food.
same thing like day after day sometimes?
Sometimes I do. I eat Cliff Bars just all
They're
the time.
great.
I don't have a lot of time, it
Cliff
seems,
Bars
so I
rule.
live on those
Peanut butter.
things.
Yeah. What's
It's chocolate chip
how
peanut
many
butter is
hours
good, too.
a day are you actually working?
And the apricot one?
I work
Amazing.
usually 8 to 6 on
What?
MythBusters, but then
8 to 6.
yeah, about
That's
that.
a long.
Carrie, can I ask you
day.
a question? We were supposed to
long
bring
day.
up over here, the one that's not
I
talking much.
gotcha.
We have a hockey question that maybe you guys want to take on. You know how guys are,
Oh, right. Yeah.
well, the hockey fights.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that they don't punch as hard because they can't get traction on the ice.
Oh, the every action
I don't know if
equals
it's
a reaction.
that's
I don't know.
Less
interesting.
friction on a skate.
I don't know if it's enough to do a whole thing on it, but as a scientist type person, what do you think?
I think that would be a great one to test. I
I would think the force of the punch is not going to be as hard because you have less friction between your foot and the
Like,
ground,
that you
and then a
slide
blade
back.
and ice. And
I
you're
think
gonna
you slide
back.
slightly at least.
Yeah, but
I mean,
can't they come to a complete stop?
Yes, they
you know,
can.
there's not a lot of ice where I am. I don't know a lot about hockey, but can't they really grip into the ice with
I
those
would think
skates?
they
Like
could
they're
grip
at
not,
times,
in,
right?
but it's
well, that's why you
still
got to do it a
ice.
couple different ways.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that it just depends on the guy and it depends on his skill.
You can thank me later, but there you go. There's an episode.
I'll put that in the Sportsmith bin and we'll try that later.
Sportsmith bin.
It'll never see the light of day. There's probably a million
That's
of
not,
those.
no, that's not, you know what?
ideas is Carrie?
Right.
We have a lot of them on the board, and I swear there's a lot of Sportsmith in there. We do themes. Well, you know,
What was-
quite often they're kind of more of our audience themes, like ninjas or pirates. But we definitely do sports ones as well.
What's the best sports myth MythBusters did, Danny or Carrie?
Well, let's ask you. You probably watched it more than I did.
The best sports myth.
Yeah, I'm thinking now. I mean,
Well,
I got like
Trying to
7
think of
years to
sport.
Baseball
troll
myths.
through.
We did whether it's if you can hit a home run easier in humid climate because you have humid balls.
I remember one
Yes. Or curveball.
whether or not it was possible to actually smack the leather off of a baseball by hitting it hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. That's silly.
Was it?
Why?
You can, right?
Well, how hard do
Well,
you
you'd
have
have
to hit it?
you technically, yeah, but I think
You need it like
the pitch would have to be
ridiculous
coming in at like 200 miles an hour or something. There was a whole bunch of callus involved that it was just beyond what a human person.
Which is what makes
could do.
MythBusters really good too. It's not like it's just like, okay, that didn't work, let's move on. It's like, okay, let's see what it would take to make that happen.
Yeah, that's the fun
whether
part.
it takes
It's
more
not about the
dynamite
myth.
or it takes hitting something at 200 miles an hour instead of 60.
Or Robert Redford. That's all it takes.
Robert Redford.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, he never knocked the cover off. That was from the Sandlot.
No, the natural. Doesn't he knock the leather off the ball in the natural?
No, he hit the
No,
lights and
it-
broke the lights. Why don't you shut up, Joe DeRosa?
So, you and your stupid Star Wars knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stop talking about men you find dreamy.
We really don't like Joe at all.
Oh, guys, it's all right.
Yeah, how about that hunk who directed Ordinary People? Look at him.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Will there ever be any MythBusters episode pertaining to 9/11 myths?
You know, conspiracy myths come in a lot. I find that one a little touchy.
Yeah, well, I could see how it could be, but
Why don't you just leave that to me?
yeah, well, believe me, there's people like that say, oh, that's why they don't do it because it would prove the truthers.
Oh,
You know what? Why don't they should do something about
Yeah, that'd be a
about
huge
this,
episode.
the steel and the because people do respect those guys and they're pretty thorough. People always say,
You're never changing anyone's mind on that.
I know
That's
that
the one thing about conspiracies. Like,
Yeah,
no matter
yeah.
what you show them,
You could
it's
show
the
them fact
agenda.
after
It's not
fact.
the truth, right?
And it's not as fun. It's like based in a horrid tragedy.
It is still an interesting
most
thing,
of
though.
our myths are.
Yeah. What do you think getting sucked through a plane by your anus is?
I saw that.
Didn't that what they tested on the
Yeah,
They did shoot through a pressurized cabin.
Yeah, really, they made a man of meat and put him down in one of those old school diving suits.
Yes. Yeah.
And then
Sucked him up through the
and then
hose.
cut the hose and he just basically from the pressure just kind of got sucked out like
He
squoze. It was
burst and
squoze
filled
out
the
of
Amazing.
of the suit. It was disgusting.
Yeah,
What happened?
Some sick stuff.
the pressure was cut out?
Yeah. Well, so
Let him tell you.
that's based in.
I'll tell you.
He probably watched it more. I wasn't
He's right. She wasn't around for that one. That was when she was on maternity.
I bet you Danny knows more about MythBusters than Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
We should do a little quiz
I
real fast.
guarantee it. I don't even want
Really?
to do a quiz because some of those things. Like, think about
Can we
it.
do a
I did it 7 years ago, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
probably
You might
watched
have
the
just
episode
watched it.
5 times. I just did it.
And
7
they- and they
what were
rerun it
you
all day
doing
long.
7 years ago on a Monday in January? Like that's.
I was watching you on television.
Hey, by the way, Joe was right.
About what?
I hate to say it about the bald thing.
Yeah, it happens.
It was the beginning of the
Natural.
movie,
Oh,
supposedly.
who cares? I never watched it.
Exactly.
But we beat the shit out of you for no reason.
for no
And you
reason.
took it and just
I wanted you to
was
doubt
really
yourself.
quiet.
What a surprise that I got tossed under the bus.
For something that was true.
So how has the internet changed your job? Because it seems like you can check facts right away. Is it totally different than when you
It made
started?
us seem a lot smarter than we are because people ask questions and you could just punch it up.
We could Google.
And then there's things like this, like video conferencing things.
Yeah.
Are you
and
video
stuff.
conferencing while you're talking to me?
Yeah, like people. Well, I'm not when I'm talking to you, but some guests, I never even look them in the face. I just sit here and type how bad the guest was.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
None of the guests that are listening. It wasn't you.
I'm gonna have to check with my fans what you're doing right now.
Oh, believe me, I there's not a you could check everything. There's not a peep on here. Usually, though, I'm like, oh my God, can we please wrap this up? This guest sucks. God, yeah, no, his name's DeRosa.
What did I do? That I'm getting this shellacking all of a
You're
sudden.
not a cute redhead.
Exactly. And we don't
What
like
you
your
do, you were
slacks.
born.
You're slack.
God, they're. God damn it!
Joe.
I don't like it back on the couch.
No, the couch is a bad
Joe, could you stand up and show her that you have no shoulders? They might be able to do a myth on that. They might be able to do a myth on that.
Can a man actually live without shoulders?
Could you
A
actually,
man who will never be general.
I say it's plausible.
could you actually put shoulder pads on a guy that doesn't have shoulders? Could you show her at least, Joe,
I'm
please?
feeling bad for him.
Look,
Torturing
you can
the
see
poor guy.
just
Turn around. You'll never see us again in your life. Look at these. No shoulders.
What did I do?
Yes.
What did I do?
You were born.
Oh my God! It's getting
Terrible.
fucking. It feels really bad back here right now.
They haven't brought out the little paper
I
pointy
feel like-
hat yet.
Yeah, the
though, so-
dunce cap
Yeah.
for him.
I feel like the dog you throw fireworks
Joe.
at while it's tied to the tree. Joe, it can't
do
do
that?
anything.
That's
What you
terrible.
did was
Who
you
does that?
attacked our guest.
I did not
So
attack
now we're
the guest.
attacking
Yes.
you.
She did. We didn't like
Yes.
it.
How did
We
I
didn't like
attack
it
the
at
guest?
all.
We just didn't like it.
We don't
We
like
didn't
it.
like it. She put her mouth. She put her hand over her mouth. She was shocked by you.
By your language.
Yeah,
now
your
we,
bad
now we
language.
beat you up.
I'm very dirty and I've used appropriate
And you
language.
still haven't apologized to her for your potty mouth.
Had I been told that we weren't allowed to say
excuse
such
before
things.
the apology is
When
great.
a
That
guest
always
was here,
works. That always
Maybe you
works.
could
not
feel it
have-
out with a certain guest and know and use common sense that, you know.
And
we don't
by
have-
the way, I was making
Yes.
fun of Jim. I wasn't making fun of the guest.
Good
She said,
apology.
"Oh my."
Good apology.
Yeah, so far, very contrite.
I
terrific.
accept.
She's so
Thank you.
uncomfortable.
Thank you.
What are you doing? Like touring around the country, just kind of pushing the show and everything?
No,
Or are you in
actually-
New York for a reason?
I just happened to be in Washington, D.C. for the Science and
Danny
Engineering
knows, yeah.
Festival. So I was real close to New York, and I had a few days before I go do the Math Teachers Conference in New Orleans.
Oh.
So I thought, hey, let's come check
Drop
this place
in.
out. And you guys called,
Cool.
so I'm here.
What do you-
I'm not
are you-
pushing anything.
Oh, great. That's really cool. I like the fact that you just popping in like that. Were you in New York a lot? Or
No,
time?
not enough.
Danny?
I love New York.
Yeah?
Oh, so
Danny would
was
know.
in New York.
Danny would know
There's
her
so
schedule.
many cool. Are you here with your husband? I guess, right?
No.
You want to go to dinner?
Watch it.
There's a great place that I know. It's fantastic. Actually, in the meatpacking district, I know
she's
a
a
cop down there.
vegetarian.
It doesn't matter. It's a meatpacking district.
They pack
It doesn't mean they
vegetables,
pack
too.
meat or anything like that.
Isn't that the hip place now
It
to
is,
go?
yeah,
So
yeah.
you
It's the
kinda-
place to be.
Used to be,
It's
not
the place
anymore.
to be. But I know a lot of people down there, and I know a law enforcement officer that takes care of everything and can get in anywhere.
He's a scumbag. Don't go to dinner with him.
I think I'm actually going to dinner tonight with the guys from Popular Mechanics.
Anthony has popular
Damn.
mechanics at his.
I know at my house.
At his house on
I
his
read it.
toilet.
I love it. It's great. It is
good
great.
toilet reading.
It is great toilet reading.
Or airplane.
An airplane toilet. If you want to see if
Who reads in the airplane toilet? That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I know, I would never. I don't even like going in there.
I like to annoy the other passengers and bring the Sunday Times in.
They know it's
If
going to
I
be.
saw you heading there, I would hold it. I would
they
wait
know
till
it's
we
gonna-
land.
It's going to be a Lulu.
It's terrible. Oh, the guys from Popular Mechanics.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that nice?
Just talk about popular things and mechanical things.
No, Popular
run out of
Mechanics.
things to
Actually,
talk
just two
about.
mechanics that she knows. They have a lot of friends.
She's going out to dinner with Jesse James.
have a lot of friends, yes. Very
All right.
popular.
I apologize for saying the C word
no.
while Anthony insults all your friends and tries to convince you to commit adultery right now. Sorry, I was out of line.
I would have just went on, honestly. I just would have went on a nice dinner and then good night.
Exactly.
Could have been anything. It's just the thing. I think we have a lot in common as far as our interests go. Things like that. As far as what I can see here and what I've seen on television.
No reason to
That's all.
attack Joe, though.
I don't
I
have to
know.
attack
There's
Joe.
no
He's
reason
wearing
to attack
matching
me.
socks and
No,
shirt.
Joe's
Big deal. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's what you're supposed to do.
When you're in San Francisco, I'll be there in like March, so if you want to come to the show, you can probably come to the show.
She
I'll
is a
take you
fan.
out to dinner.
Thank you.
I can take you places where they have steak.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's going to take you out to dinner.
I'm a very good dinner companion.
So you're
I have
not.
excellent table manners.
Nice.
You know who got it? Tori has an inn at every restaurant.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's Italian and everybody's his cousin.
Yeah, go with him, Jimmy.
So he can take us anywhere in town.
You ever been to Massapequa?
Yeah,
That's some great diners.
Yeah.
Long Island.
exactly. Or maybe you can go where Ron Kovics is making burgers with a hole in them. That's a callback from that movie. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was born on the 4th of July.
Oh,
Tom Cruise's best movie, I think.
No.
Best performance.
that was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, when was he
I
better
agree.
than? He should have won the Oscar for that.
I agree.
Tropic Thunder.
amazing.
This is best role.
Hey, you know
You
what?
can't just be fond of
Not a
Top
bad role.
Gun, though, because that's, I mean,
Nah, but it's
I
like I watched that for other reasons.
Top Gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other reasons?
Hey, you know,
So you like the
volleyball
volleyball scene?
Val Kilmer's
I
teeth.
think all three of us just headbutted on that one.
I know.
No, watching Goose get his head smashed. I always put a little LOL at that. Hated Goose. He would never take his shirt off.
He
Despise
really
Goose.
didn't at the volleyball
Yeah,
game.
what was wrong with his chest
No,
that he didn't take
of
his
course
shirt
not.
off with the rest of the guys?
Sunken.
His chest looked like Sean Stevenson's.
Yeah,
Awful.
Hey, that's a good reference right there.
Why don't we wrap up and
with
get the
Kari?
hell home?
Our entire show, yeah.
See, we don't work as late as you do.
I know. This is kind of awesome. I think I want your gig.
It rules.
It is a good gig.
Yeah.
Go home,
We need interns.
take a
We
nap.
sure do need interns.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna,
what she's
I'm
gonna
done
do
with
is-
interning.
is
I'll tell you
intern.
what.
Sure do need interns.
I saw your intern out there. He looked browbeaten. The poor guy. He was just shy. He looked like you guys had been yelling at him.
Oh no,
or
that's our
something.
boss.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Was he bungling? Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Well, thank you guys so much for letting me
Thank
come
you
in.
for coming in. What are you kidding?
It's MythBusters Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on the Discovery Channel.
And Head Rush.
And Head Rush.
Every
right?
day,
Science
Science
Channel.
Channel
Yeah,
at
Science
4
Channel.
p.m.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where you can see commercials for Dr. Michio Kaku.
all day long, nonstop. I will
yes.
tell you about time.
And
I want
we
to keep the
talk
show
about-
going because I want to see you get a picture and an autograph, Danny.
We could save that for later.
No, I want to
That's
do the
not for air.
play-by-play. So technically, the show's over, Carrie. So thank you.
Don't tell me I struck out. I knew she wasn't going out with me. I hate these people.
And I saw what she did with me. She's very nice. And she goes, hey, we'll go to dinner. He can take us out. She was letting me know, like, hey, you're a nice
She's a
guy.
married woman, for God's sake. You think she's going to go out with other guys?
No, but I mean, she was letting me know, hey, look, don't get your hopes up.
Exactly.
It could be a group of us.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Is it going to be a group?
I'm in a
Wanna take
relationship.
Jimmy out to dinner?
Absolutely.
But if
Yeah.
there's ever a rift in the marriage.
Take my number.
No,
Right now, he's getting on an airplane. He's going to kick your butt.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm in a very loving relationship.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Tattoo guy.
That was a
motorcycle.
horrible face
I don't wanna
after
deal
that,
with-
Jimmy.
I don't want to deal with that.
Jimmy's face was
I don't have any
horrible.
tattoos, and I'd fall over sideways on a motorcycle. I'm a wuss.
But he loves guns.
Yeah.
I do like my shooting.
He doesn't
yeah.
tell us how many anymore, but
I don't
it's
hunt.
a lot.
I don't hunt because I don't like killing things.
Yeah.
But I like going to the range and shooting,
Yeah,
targets.
all the times I'm shooting guns, there's cops there that are letting me use the guns. I don't actually go out and use them on animals or
Yeah,
anything.
take that. No, I feel bad like if kill an animal or something like
Yeah.
that. But shooting targets at like range,
fun.
it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's
Could
challenging.
you sign Danny's stuff while we...
I would love to.
Well, hang on.
What do you got?
Wait, let me
Danny?
turn
What
these.
do you
I'm going
got?
to turn the TVs off.
Look at this.
Oh, see, that's me.
the guy who wants
I'm
you
doing
to go out to dinner
I'm doing
with him.
karaoke
Her
with.
eyes got really big there, Ant. You
I'm
might
doing
still have a
karaoke
shot.
with a Barrett 50 caliber.
Yeah.
The size of those bullets, they're like-
They're crazy shells, yeah. And they're like $5 a piece.
Isn't that
Which is
unbelievable?
really fun when they're getting supplied to you.
Yeah, here.
I spent when I was shooting the Dillon minigun, they were supplying the bullets. I went through like $20,000 worth of bullets.
Wow. It is insane.
was
That gun is crazy. Thank you.
Yeah, well,
I was having
that's what you
fun.
get.
Oh, come on. I was just
This is
having
Crazy
fun.
Gun Karaoke.
I was doing a character.
It's on
Crazy
YouTube.
Gun Karaoke guy.
He was playing Anthony from the Opie and Anthony show.
I'm singing a peace song, too. Come on.
has broken
I like the effect on the voice.
Yeah, a lot of reverb cures a world of ills.
Yeah.
I got worse on the internet.
Ah, see? Good. It's the internet. It's going to be there forever. I'm
Yeah.
proud of everything that's on there.
That's what happens when you live alone and have a lot of money.
Yeah, someday you'll know that.
I got the alone part down.
Only one more step.